To begin our Sunrise Smart Start, a man is under arrest connected to this deadly Lorenzo Street shooting from earlier in the week, and he will be arraigned this morning. Police say 34-year-old Kendrick Morrison Cook was arrested yesterday on the city's west side, accused of shooting Jeremy Prescott to death Tuesday. Prescott found by officers and pronounced dead on his front porch on Lorenzo Street near Hague Street in Rochester, and he was just 32 years old. Well, Morrison Cook has now been charged with second-degree murder. He'll be due in court at 9:30. A man and his passenger arrested in Rochester after a chase involving state police. Troopers say 22-year-old Amiracle Sneed initially pulled over last night for a traffic stop, showed his ID, but then allegedly sped away. After a brief chase through Rochester, troopers say he crashed into that state police patrol car on Warner Street. We certainly saw the devastating damage there. The passenger, 20-year-old Davian Pohl, hospitalized with what troopers call minor injuries. We're keeping an eye on that as it continues to develop. However, we are told that the trooper involved was not hurt. We're trying to keep an eye on this 3-year-old remaining hospitalized after they were hit by a car in Rochester earlier in the week. This child Wednesday night hit after police say a driver sped off and left the scene of this accident. That driver not yet been found. Everything happening on Mount Read Boulevard near J Street in the city, when we're told the toddler was alone at the time when he wandered into the roadway. RPD further confirms to News 8 we checked in again this morning. That toddler still critical but in stable condition at the moment. We'll continue updating you, and anyone, if you think you know anything about this incident, please call 911. Rochester City Council members have approved an amendment giving Rochester police officers a presence outside of certain schools. You'll recall our coverage from earlier in the week where RCSD's board voted to approve a $91,000 agreement with the police department as part of a summer detail. It allows officers to be stationed outside of select schools during arrival and dismissal for safety reasons. However, some of the council members were concerned by the proposal since it came to them very quickly in just 24 hours. The amendment did pass last night's meeting, but school leaders and certain council members both suggest community groups help out as opposed to using police officers. We're learning more about this night that a Webster native and Cleveland police officer, Jamison Ritter, was shot and killed in the line of duty. The suspect, Delonte Hardy, has been indicted for murdering his grandmother in Garfield Heights. This is his photo. Shortly before, it is alleged he shot and killed Officer Ritter. Our sister station in Cleveland was able to get some phone calls from that night where a caller asked for police and 911.
My great-nephew shot my sister in the head, so he's wanted by Garfield Heights police, and he might be armed.
Hardy now faces an aggravated murder charge for the death of his grandmother, in addition to the aggravated murder charge connected to the death of Officer Ritter. He'll be held in jail with bail set at $5 million. As we turn to what's happening today honoring Officer Ritter, those final goodbyes will start today and last throughout the weekend. His wake will be this afternoon from 4 to 8 p.m. at the Falvo Funeral Home in Webster. The funeral itself tomorrow morning at 10 at the Browncroft Community Church in Rochester. What we're watching is the procession on Tuesday where New York State Police and law enforcement personally escorted Officer Ritter's body from Cleveland back home to Webster. Also today, the newly appointed executive director of the Rochester Police Accountability Board, or PAB, she's going to talk a little bit more about her next steps and plans for the agency at a press conference this morning. During last night's confirmation hearing, Dr. Leslie Myers-Small was questioned by city council members who did acknowledge the challenges PAB had to face since its start. So for a full update on that, the press conference starts at 10 a.m. News 8 will continue updating you. Let's take another check of our sunrise commute here at 6:52. Your sunrise traffic looking pretty good across 390, 490, and 590 as there are no accidents to report, so things are green even as we get more cars on the road and things start to pick up at this start of the hour or about to be the start of the 7 o'clock hour. 104 and the Thruway similarly looking great. Well, the weather is looking great, so if you'd like to get out for some events today, this Friday, the Rochester Philharmonic Orchestra kicking off its summer season tonight at Parcel 5. One of 3 free concerts the orchestra will provide throughout the summer. They take the stage at 8 p.m., but you can start crowding the area around 6. Called RPO Under the Stars, featuring food trucks, a bit of stargazing as well with RMSC. Happening later in the weekend, Sticky Lips in Henrietta officially closes its doors this weekend. So get out and have some of those barbecue delights by owner Howard Nielsen. He's going to retire after 42 years. On this past Monday, people nabbed up all the collectible posters, newspaper clippings, and knickknacks, along with Coca-Cola and Jenny merch that decorated the popular restaurant. These staples and pieces of Rochester restaurant history. They've been around since Nielsen started collecting them 20 years ago. After Sunday's closure, the Sticky Lips restaurant will only continue catering until September. All eyes to the skies this weekend as the National Geneseo Warplane Museum Air Show takes flight. Ron Spitzer live now with what you can expect from the demo this year. Ron, are we getting you up in a plane before the end of the show?
Oh, we're definitely getting me up in the plane, but that's going to be for later on today. So catch us at 4 o'clock to see me doing that. But today is rehearsal day, so all of the aircraft are coming out now for this beautiful, beautiful day I'm sure Leanne told you about. We're here with Austin Wadsworth, who is the president of the museum. You also started, or one of the people who started the air show. So how has the show changed over the years?
Well, it's grown and it's gotten better every year.
And what's unique about the show this year?
Unique about the show this year is the fighters and the B-25 bombers that are coming in. It's going to be quite a loud, good, loud, thunderous show.
What happens during rehearsal day? So it is rehearsal day. What goes on today?
Well, basically, people are coming in with their planes. They've got kind of the plan for the air show and maybe go through some of the things that are going to happen tomorrow.
So this show is very, very much volunteer organized and led, and people, my understanding is, come every year to volunteer again. How does that feel that people love this place so much that they keep coming back to help out?
Well, it's great. The volunteers, but also our clientele is very loyal. They come back, a lot of them every year, just to see what the changes are and what's new for the show.
That's absolutely incredible. And of course, you guys honor veterans here. How is it that you do that?
Well, we honor veterans by giving them a pretty good time in the veterans tent, so they're out of the sun, they can enjoy the show, and yes.
I'm very, very excited about this show myself. Michaela, I'm going up in that baby that you saw earlier, that yellow and red guy. I'm so excited about it. Again, you can catch that later, and of course, catch the air show tomorrow. It's going to be absolutely incredible. Michaela, throwing it back to you.
Yeah, we're going to hold you to that promise there, Iran, to see you in the plane there. And hey, she alluded to it a little bit, Leanne. You do have some good news for us when it comes to our weather, but some caution as well. Yes. Wear the sunscreen.
So with the sun returning to our skies for today, UV indexes are pretty high through today and the weekend. 8 to 10, very high. Burn time under 25 minutes. So just keep that in mind when hanging out the door. Make sure you protect yourself from the harmful rays of the sun, as well as just keeping yourself cool, and maybe take a little bit of a break if you're outside for an extended period of time, especially in those warmer days heading into the end of the weekend and the beginning of next week.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Protect yourself while you enjoy all of our wonderful weekend events. We listed a few of them, even more on RochesterFirst.com. Thank you for watching News 8 at Sunrise. Your next update in 30 minutes. CBS Morning's up next, but for now we will say goodbye, good morning, and have a wonderful day.
Follow News 8 wherever you are on RochesterFirst.com, Facebook, Twitter, and on our app for news and weather.